Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, beautiful people? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, Tbkc, and all that other good, beautiful, wonderful shit. Check it out. I had a good question come to me, and I'm going to give you the best explanation that I can have. And it was really a good question. And the question is, how do some people obviously probably mix in the American Bully, which they're not supposed to, but how do they mix in, say, a nice English Bulldog or a nice French Bulldog, which they're not supposed to, and the dog comes out deformed? Well, let me tell you, one of the things is genetics don't exactly work the way we think they should. You know, just because two animals are, great structured, nice animals, doesn't mean their puppies will be. And especially this is the case when you start talking about actually mixing the breeds, because every breed of dogs, although they're all dogs, just like the big cats, and I'll go into that, although they're all dogs, their genetics are very, very different in a lot of ways. Therefore, the different looks, the different characteristics, and when you have this happen, you're sort of taking major gambles. And what I'll use as an example is the big cats, and some of you have heard me talk about this before. But from my understanding, the way it is that you hear this very loud thing behind me, which they're emptying the trash can. Is where I'm at is 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm getting ready to go into the gym. But anyway, you've heard of a liger. A liger, and I don't want to mess this all the way up, but I believe it is a male lion bred to a female tiger. And if I mess that up, it's vice versa, of course. But the reason being is that I believe it's the female tiger has a gene that maybe I did mix it up. Anyway, I'm gonna get to the point. Y'all figure that shit out later. Whichever female they're using has a gene that stops the growth from being abnormally large. And I believe it's maybe, now that I think more about it, maybe it's the female lion. But either way it goes, it has a gene that stops, the growth of this animal from being gigantic. Whereas in the other example, the other female doesn't. But when you mix these two large cats, they have the ability to produce the liger, which is actually a lot larger than both of them. I think the liger gets up to 900 to 1,000 pounds, whereas the tiger is in the range of like 700 pounds. And I'm not exact on this. I know the story of it. I don't have all my exacts on it. But what also comes with this rather large cat, a 200-pound increase in overall size. But a lot of them have Down syndrome and they're sterile. So by mixing two healthy big cats, you come up with a bigger cat, but has very unhealthy characteristics and can't reproduce. This is how genetics works sometimes. It does it the same way in dogs. Just because you mix two dogs that are healthy and you believe that this is the way it should be, they're not necessarily always going to come out the way that you believe that they should. And when we've seen this in the American Bully community, as people have had a fascination with cheating and mixing in different bulldogs to try to come up with a bullier look. The genetics don't always work, and this is one of the reasons over the past 10 years, and y'all do your research on this, we've seen elongated backs, we've seen stiff stifles. And for those that don't know what stifles is, that's the back leg. It's supposed to have a swooping motion, then straight down 90 degree. A lot of these dogs, it's very straight and they angle their legs down like that. Well, what happens is when they stand up the right way, the rear raises because the stifle is straight and doesn't have that swoop. It elevates it a couple inches. That gives the appearance of the high rear. Now what happens with the high rear, of course, is that it causes a sway back, where you see the dip in the back going down towards the shoulder blades, and sometimes it'll be a dip and actually come back up in the shoulder blades. There is no real simple answer to this problem besides don't do the shit. The mixing of genetics is something that should be left to geneticists, and we should just follow what works and what we know that works, because we're not on a level of that. As breeders, we're not scientists, We're breeders. Breeders follow a certain code. Breeders follow the things that work, and if it doesn't work, you pull it out, and stop doing that and find something that works. Too many people believe that there's some kind of mad scientist that they'll make anything. And the biggest problem that we have in our community is that anything can be accepted. You're considered a hater if you bring up flaws in this community, where flaws is actually what we judge the quality of the animals from. A lot of people in our community are going for just a big time front shot, a massive dog with a massive head in the front, and they don't even want to show you the dog from the side because it leaves a lot to be desired. And when we bring this up, it becomes some kind of big issue, a big argument all the time. And the truth of the matter is that we as a community have to change our standards. We have to, either we're going to be eagles and fly higher, or we're going to be chickens and stay on the ground. And a lot of people want to be chickens, but what we have to do is, for those people, we're not going to change them. We have to, for one, stop cheating. That's the easiest way to get around this topic, and stop mixing in dogs that don't belong. But for two, for those of us who are trying to do it the right way, we just have to fly high. Eventually the things that we are doing and trying to do and getting there will set a certain standard that will separate us from all of the garbage breeders and the people who don't want to follow rules and who want to keep lying and doing all the things that they've been doing. And it's a waste of time to argue with these people. It's a waste of time to debate with these people and go back and forth. We have to create a community for healthy dogs. We have to create a community for honest dogs. Dogs that we know what they are. We know their DNA. We know their health profile. And it's just the pure science of making a better dog. This is ultimately our goal, and it's what it's going to be. The more we go into this, some of the things that we will do is we will talk genetics. I've actually reached out to several universities, got some good feedback, a couple professors that are willing to do a podcast with me and sit down and just talk genetics. And we're going to talk genetics. We're going to talk a lot of good things upcoming, you know what I mean? So y'all stick with us and, follow the damn rules. But always remember, it's not as simple as you think, and you can't just do whatever you want without consequence. But until next time, much love. God bless y'all. Peace.